The stars were quiet above Alpha Centauri. A Terran cargo ship, TDS Horizon, moved slowly near the border carrying medical supplies to a colony moon. The crew was relaxed. They had done this route many times before. No trouble, no danger. But then, without warning, the ship's alarm screamed. 3 alien ships appeared on radar. Zarnok Empire patrols. The crew tried to send a greeting. No response. Then the lead Zarnok ship opened fire. Beams of red light hit the cargo ship's hull. The shields broke. The engines failed. A small explosion rocked the ship, knocking out power. Inside, panic spread. The captain shouted for emergency. Protocols. A young pilot tried to send a distress call to Earth. Before he could finish, the Zarnok ships disappeared, just as fast as they had come. No one died. But the message was clear. Back on Earth, the footage went viral in seconds. Millions watched as the Terran ship took damage without even fighting back. People were angry, furious. The Zarnok had attacked an unarmed ship with no reason. It wasn't a mistake. It wasn't an accident. It was a message. And Earth got the message. In the Terran Council chambers, the leaders met in silence. Each member watched the video over and over. No one spoke for minutes. Finally, the High Commander of Earth's Defense Forces stood up. His face was hard. His voice was calm but cold. "They crossed the line," he said, "and we will not forgive." The Council agreed. A decision was made that night. Every alien ship inside Terran space would be monitored. Every embassy would be reviewed, and one order would change everything. Across the colonies, humans whispered about Order 17. No one outside the Council knew what it said yet. But something was coming. Something big. The next day, the Council made the order public. Effective. Immediately, the message said, no alien species is allowed inside Terran space. All ships, stations, and embassies must leave within 48 hours. Any who remain will be removed, by force if needed. The galaxy stopped. Alien empires sent questions, protests, threats. Earth didn't answer. The Zarnok Empire sent a cold reply. You are making a mistake. You will regret this. But Earth wasn't listening anymore. In the shadows, Terran military forces began preparing. Ships were upgraded. Patrol routes were changed. Spy satellites were moved closer to alien borders. Everyone knew something was coming. Back on the TDS Horizon, the crew sat in a recovery bay on Mars. Their ship was being repaired, but they had already given their story to the media. The young pilot, still shaken, looked into a camera and said, "We didn't even have weapons. They just attacked, like we were nothing." That line hit hard. People replayed it again and again. Protests broke out in major cities. Citizens demanded safety, demanded revenge. The president of the Terran Council gave a final speech to the public. Peace has always been our goal. But peace does not mean weakness. We will no longer allow threats to fly freely through our skies. Terran space is no longer open. This is not war. This is defense. And we will defend every inch of our home. That speech was the last calm moment. In deep space, several alien ships began moving toward Terran borders, not to attack, but to test Earth's warning. One ship crossed the line. It was a small scout ship from the Karn Dominion, allied with Iot. The Zarnok Terran Defense Forces responded fast. 4 stealth-class destroyers appeared in seconds. They surrounded the alien ship. The captain of the Karn vessel tried to explain it was just a mistake, but the humans didn't care. "Turn around now," the human commander said, "or we will open fire." The alien ship turned back. Fast. The message was clear. Earth was serious. In underground command bunkers, generals studied maps of space. They marked every known alien base near Terran borders. Drones were launched to scan asteroid belts. Terran AI systems scanned communication lines for secret alien messages. Everyone knew the next move would decide the future, and in a quiet lab on Earth, a hacker found something strange. Buried deep in the TDS Horizon's final data logs, he found a strange signal. It wasn't Zarnok. It wasn't from the ship itself. It was something else. Encrypted. Alien. Unknown. The hacker leaned back in his chair. His hands shook slightly. He didn't know what it meant, but he knew one thing. This wasn't just an attack. It was the beginning of something much bigger, and Earth had just drawn the line. 2 days after the attack on the cargo ship, Earth sent a single message to the galaxy. It was not long. It did not ask for peace or offer a warning. It was a command. Order 17. All alien ships, ambassadors, and colonies must leave Terran space within 48 hours. Any who stay will be removed. No exceptions. The message was sent on every channel. It echoed through space. Across every colony and station, humans read it. And so did the aliens. The reaction was instant. Some alien races, like the peaceful Lurok and the scientific Vayari, quickly packed up and left. Their ships moved toward the edges of Terran space without a word. They did not want trouble, but not all aliens were peaceful. Not all believed humans would act. In a floating station above Jupiter, the Zarnok ambassador stood tall inside his grand hall. His guards were armed. His face was calm, but cold. His reply was sent to Earth. We do not follow human orders. It was a mistake. Earth did not respond with more words. It responded with ships. The Terran warship TNS Valiant arrived near the station. It did not fire. It only spoke one message. This is your last chance. You have 2 hours to leave Terran space. The Zarnok ambassador laughed. You would not dare start a war. He was wrong. As the deadline passed, human commandos entered the station silently. They disabled security. They moved fast, using cloaking gear and EMP charges. In less than 10 minutes, they had captured the ambassador and his guards without firing a single shot. He was taken to a Terran prison ship and removed from space. The message was clear. Earth was not bluffing. But something strange happened after that. The Council noticed it first. Across Terran space, hundreds of alien ships were leaving, but a few didn't move. Some stayed hidden behind moons. Others powered down and went dark. They weren't obeying the order. They were waiting. Waiting. For what? Earth's AI defense systems began tracking every unknown ship. Drones were sent out. Human patrols grew stronger. But something still didn't feel right. Meanwhile, on Earth, protests and celebrations mixed in the streets. Some cheered for the new law. Others feared it would bring war. In the middle of all this chaos, a strange message arrived at Terran Command. It came from a hidden source inside Earth itself, a secure human safehouse. A man named Agent Ryler had hidden a Yalari alien inside his home. The Yalari were a peaceful race, scientists and healers. This one had once worked at a Terran hospital. His name was Dalek, and he refused to leave. But not because he wanted to fight. He said he had information. According to Dalek, the attack on the cargo ship was not ordered by the Zarnok government. It was a secret group inside their military, a faction working behind the Council's back. And worse, he claimed they had infiltrated Terran space long before the attack. Disguised ships, listening posts, and even fake trade stations, right under Earth's nose. No one believed him at first. But then he gave Agent Ryler a small black crystal. On it was a hidden data log stolen from the Zarnok archives. It showed a star map. Across the Terran colonies, small red dots appeared. Each one marked a secret Zarnok structure, hidden bases, communication relays, and even cloaked ships. They were everywhere. Earth had not just been attacked. It had been watched, studied, prepared for. Terran Command couldn't ignore it. Suddenly, Order 17 wasn't just about protecting space. It was about cleaning it. Back on Mars, the crew of the damaged TDS Horizon was being debriefed again. This time, intelligence officers asked them about strange signals, strange shadows, or anything that had felt wrong. The pilot remembered something. Right before the Zarnok attack, he had seen a small blinking light far away from the main enemy Ships. It had blinked 3 times, then vanished. He thought it was just space debris. Now he wasn't so sure. Terran analysts checked the logs. It wasn't debris. It was a signal beacon. Someone, or something, had marked the Terran ship before it was attacked. Like a hunter marking prey. The war hadn't started with the attack. It had started long before. Earth now knew the truth. Alien forces had entered quietly, hidden in shadows, and waited for the right moment. The cargo ship was just the beginning. Terran Command issued a silent alert. Code Shadowfall. Every human warship was now authorized to scan, track, and remove all unauthorized alien signals from Terran territory. The line had been drawn. Now it was time to defend it. The cities of Earth were quiet, but the air felt heavy. Everyone was watching. News channels ran stories nonstop. Alien ships leaving, borders tightening. Human warships patrolling every corner of Terran space. But not everyone had left. In a hidden, underground safehouse beneath New Berlin, Agent Ryler stood next to an alien. Not just any alien, Dalek, a Yalari scientist. He was the last known alien on Earth. He looked thin, tired, and afraid, but his eyes were full of something else. Truth. The data crystal he had given Ryler had changed everything. It showed that the Zarnok were hiding more than anyone thought. Secret outposts, disguised ships, even weapons stations inside asteroid fields near Earth's borders. Ryler knew Dalek was running out of time. Order 17 was law now. No alien could stay, not even peaceful ones. Outside the safe house, patrol drones scanned every street. Heat sensors, motion trackers, facial recognition. They were looking for him. Inside, Ryler asked the question that had been bothering him for days. Why are you really here, Dalek? Why didn't you run like the others? Dalek's answer was quiet, but powerful. Because I've seen what's coming. The Zarnok, they are not preparing for war. They are preparing to end you. Ryler frowned. We already know about the hidden outposts. We're dealing with it. Dalek shook his head. You don't understand. The outposts are not the goal. They are the trap. You think you're cleaning your space, but the more ships you send out, the more exposed you become. The Zarnok aren't just inside Terran space, they're inside your systems. Ryler's blood ran cold. You're saying they've infiltrated Earth itself? Dalek nodded slowly. Not many, not yet. But they've studied you for years. Learned your weaknesses, your codes, your defenses. You pushed them out too fast. Now they'll act before they're ready. They'll strike hard, and they'll strike soon. Before Ryler could respond, alarms blared through the building. Intruders. Someone had found them. Ryler grabbed Dalek and ran to the back tunnels. Dust fell from the ceiling as a charge blew open the front door. Heavy boots stormed in. Human soldiers, but not regular ones. These wore black armor, no names, no insignias, special operations. But whose? Dalek was breathing hard. They're not here to arrest me. Ryler already knew. They were here to silence him. He guided Dalek through a narrow passage and up an old maintenance shaft. The exit was in a sewer tunnel near the river. A hovercar was waiting. Ryler had called it, just minutes before. As they jumped in, gunfire echoed behind them. The car sped off. Dalek looked at Ryler. You need to show the data. All of it. Now. Ryler nodded. We'll get you to the Terran Council. They'll listen. But the truth was, he wasn't sure. Back at Terran High Command, generals studied new signals from the border. One human warship near Pluto had found an abandoned alien station, completely empty. But the power core was still running. Inside was a beacon. It had just started broadcasting again. A strange signal pulsed through the system. Not words, not images, just numbers. Repeating every 7 seconds. No one could crack it. Not even the AI, but Dalek could. Inside Ryler's ship, he plugged in the new signal to Dalek's translator device. His face went pale. It's a countdown, he said, to a mass activation. Activation of what? Ryler asked. Dalek didn't answer right away. Then he looked straight at Ryler. Of Zarnok sleeper systems hidden across your planets, small tech, seated in your satellites, your comms arrays, your stations. You let them in, and now they're already part of your network. Ryler felt sick. This was bigger than anyone thought. This wasn't just war. It was a digital invasion. And the clock was ticking. Dalek gave Ryler one more crystal. It contained a map of all known infected systems. Data stolen by Yalari spies who once worked with the Zarnok before they were exiled. The map showed red zones across several planets: Mars, Europa, Luna Base, and even Earth's orbital defense grid. If the Zarnok activated the hidden tech, they could shut down Earth's defense systems in seconds. Ryler knew what he had to do. He contacted Admiral Voss of the Terran Cyber Defense Corps. "I have a Yalari defector," he said, "and we have a bigger problem than we thought. We're not protecting our borders anymore. We're already under attack from the inside." There was silence on the other end. Then the Admiral spoke just one word: "Bring him in." But Ryler knew it wouldn't be that easy, because now everyone wanted Dalek dead, and time was running out. The hovercar flew low under radar. Agent Ryler gripped the controls tightly. Beside him, Dalek sat silent, eyes scanning the city below. Lights flickered as they passed, street lamps, windows, even power grids, like something was messing with the systems. "This is how it begins," Dalek said softly. "Zarnok infiltration isn't just physical. It's in your code now." Ryler didn't respond. He was focused. The car was heading toward a hidden Terran defense entrance near the base of Mount Serenity. That's where Admiral Voss waited. If they could reach him, maybe there was still time. But halfway there, the car's dashboard lit up red. Incoming missile lock. Ryler's instincts kicked in. He pulled the ship hard left. A missile screamed past, exploded in the air. The blast rocked the car. Smoke filled the cabin. Ryler forced it lower, dodging buildings and radio towers. "They're not even hiding now," he said. 3 dark ships followed, unmarked, silent, no known Terran ID. They weren't Zarnok models either, something in between, like they were, made with Terran parts but alien design. Hybrids. Dalek looked back. "They're using your own tech against you." Ryler swore under his breath. He activated the emergency beacon. "This is Agent Ryler, Code Echo 9. We're under attack by unknown craft, heading to Command Point 0. Need immediate air support." No answer. Then, static. Someone was jamming. The signal. Ryler flipped to manual override. "We're going in fast. Hold on." The hovercar dropped altitude and flew straight toward the canyon entrance. The gate opened just in time. As they slipped inside, one of the enemy ships fired again. Too late. The blast hit the rocks, shaking the tunnel but missing the target. Ryler landed the hovercar inside the command hangar. Soldiers ran toward them, weapons drawn. Dalek raised his hands. Ryler stepped in front. "He's with me," he shouted. "Let us through." Security scanned his ID. It cleared. A captain gave a quick nod. "Admiral Voss is waiting." They moved fast through the steel corridors. Lights flickered again. Something was wrong here, too. Inside the main war room, Admiral Voss stood at a round table surrounded by digital screens. His face was grim. He looked at Dalek, then at Ryler. "Tell me everything," he said. Dalek spoke quickly, clearly. The attack on the cargo ship was only step 1. The real plan is deeper. Your systems are infected, your weapons, your ships, even your satellites. They've been touched by Zarnok code. Voss raised an eyebrow. "We scan for threats. Our AI would have seen it." Dalek shook his head. "Not this code. It hides inside your updates. It waits." He pulled out the second data crystal. Ryler gave it to Voss. On the screen, red markers appeared. Not just across space, but inside Earth itself. One near the defense grid in Alaska. One inside the Mars communication relay. And one deep under the Pacific Ocean. An undersea power hub built by humans, but supplied by Zarnok tech 5 years ago. Voss looked at the clock. Hours until activation. "That's when everything shuts down," Dalek said. "Your skies go blind. Your weapons freeze. Your colonies go dark. And then, they come." Voss stared at the screen. You mean an invasion? No, Dalek replied. A takeover. Silence filled the room. Then without warning, boom. The base lights went out. The screens shut down. Emergency lights flickered red. Someone inside the base shouted, "System breach, external override." The Zarnok code had found them. Backup. "Power now," Voss ordered. Soldiers scrambled. Emergency systems kicked in, but slower than usual. Dalek turned pale. "It's spreading faster than expected. They've already started early." Ryler grabbed his comm. "How do we stop it?" Dalek didn't blink. "You can't stop it from here. The source is not in space. It's deep inside the undersea relay, the one under the Pacific. That's where the main virus is held." "You're saying we have to go there?" Ryler asked. "Yes, and soon." Voss didn't hesitate. He turned to his officers. "Get me a stealth sub-launch. I want a Black Ops team ready in 30 minutes. We're going underwater." He looked back at Ryler. "You're going with them." "And so is he said, nodding toward Dalek. Ryler nodded. "Then we better move, because if we don't cut the virus at the source..." Dalek finished the sentence. "Earth goes dark, forever." And above them, in orbit, the first Zarnok fleet began to move, slow and silent, toward Terran space. The line had been drawn. Now the real war was coming. The Black Ops submarine, TNS Phantom, slipped beneath the waves of the Pacific Ocean without a sound. No lights, no signal, only silence and darkness. Inside, Ryler sat across from Dalek in a small steel chamber. Between them lay a digital map showing the underwater power relay, the one built years ago with Zarnok tech. It was over 5,000 meters deep, hidden in a trench, and heavily shielded. "Are you sure this is where the virus is?" Ryler asked. Dalek nodded. "It's the source node. If we don't destroy it before the countdown ends, the virus will trigger full system control. Earth's weapons, defense, satellites, gone. Then we don't fail," Ryler said. Around them, the special ops team suited up in pressure gear and neural comm links. These were Earth's best. Trained to fight in silence and darkness in the depths where no one could hear you scream. Commander Rios stepped forward. "We'll reach the relay in 2 hours. Once inside, we split into 2 teams. One clears the mime control room. The other plants charges at the main core." She looked at Dalek. "You're guiding us in." Dalek gave a small nod. "I designed parts of that relay. I know where the virus core is hidden." The submarine descended deeper. Outside the thick glass, shadows passed. Some fish, some not. Suddenly, the sonar ping changed. It had been steady before. Now it clicked faster. "Contact," said the pilot. Multiple objects surrounding us. The screen showed strange shapes, long, sharp, moving with unnatural speed. Not sea creatures. Not human subs. "They're here," Dalek whispered. "Zarnok drones. Dozens of them." Before anyone could speak, the sub shook hard. Boom! A drone hit the rear. "Damage to thrusters," shouted the engineer. "We're sinking faster." Crew scrambled. Auto stabilizers kicked in. Ryler held tight as the sub tilted sideways. "Depth limit approaching," the pilot warned. "If we go lower, we crush." "We don't stop," Commander Rios snapped. "Deploy the team now." The rear hatch opened. Cold black water rushed in, followed by 10 Terran soldiers, Ryler and Dalek. They dropped fast, guided by small thruster packs and magnetic lines. Below them, the relay station came into view. It looked like a giant spider made of steel, legs stretched over the ocean floor, cables running into the trench, red lights blinking. At its center, and something was moving on it. Zarnok guards. Armored creatures in deep-sea suits armed with spike rifles and plasma drills. They didn't speak. They didn't need to. They were waiting. Rios gave the signal. The Terran team split into 2 groups. Ryler followed Dalek into a side hatch. The pressure was strong, but their suits held. Inside, everything was glowing red. The walls pulsed with energy, human tech mixed with alien metal, And through it all, the virus hummed, a low signal deep in the wires. Dalek guided Ryler through tight corridors. The core is below us, behind 3 layers. If we get there, we can stop the spread, but then static in the comms. Team 1, do you read? No answer, more static. Then screams, plasma fire, explosions, cut communications. Team 1 is down, Dalek said. We're alone. Ryler gritted his teeth. Then we finish it ourselves. They moved fast. Enemy drones crawled along the ceilings. One dropped in front of them. Ryler fired 3 shots. The drone sparked and collapsed, leaking black oil. Another one came, then another. They were everywhere. The station was waking up. Ryler kicked open the final door. Inside was the core room, a huge orb made of alien crystal and metal. It pulsed slowly like a heartbeat. This was the virus. Dalek rushed forward and placed his hand on the orb. It's sinking. I can stop it, but I need time. Ryler turned, fired at the hallway. Enemy drones closed in fast. He reloaded. Dalek, now would be good. The orb glowed brighter. It was resisting the shutdown. Dalek's fingers bled. He was forcing the system open. It's fighting back. It's alive. Part machine, part AI. Ryler threw a grenade down the hallway. Explosion. Silence. Then the orb stopped pulsing. Flat. Still. Dalek fell back, gasping. It's offline. Ryler helped him up. You sure? Yes. It's done. Outside, the signal across the Pacific flickered, then died. All Zarnok code linked to the virus core began shutting down. In orbit, human satellites came back online. On Earth, defense systems restarted. Terran AI confirmed the purge. The lights were back on, but it wasn't over yet. As Ryler and Dalek prepared to return to the sub, Dalek looked at the orb one last time. It was just the first phase, he said. You stopped the virus, but the invasion is still coming. The submarine surfaced at night. The sky was dark, filled with stars, but something felt wrong. Ryler stood on the deck looking up. Earth was safe for now. The virus was stopped. The Zarnok signal was gone, but Dalek had been clear. This was only the beginning. Back at Terran High Command, news of the mission spread fast. The defense systems were restored. Satellites reported clear skies. Military leaders cheered. But Admiral Voss wasn't smiling. He stared at a new report on his screen. Zarnok fleet movements detected, increasing speed toward Terran border. There were more than 50 warships, each larger than anything the Terran Navy had ever faced. Voss called Ryler directly. You and Dalek did good, he said. But we're not done. I need you both back at command. Ryler and Dalek flew back on a stealth jet. It landed at midnight. Inside the war room, the situation was worse than expected. The Zarnok know we stopped their virus, Voss said. Now they're changing plans. No more slow invasion, no more hidden tricks. They're coming straight at us. He pointed to a map. 3 fleets. One from the outer belt, one from the Orion path, and one straight through the old neutral zone. They're breaking every treaty, Ryler said. They don't care anymore, Voss replied, and we don't have time. Dalek stood silently. Then he walked forward. There may be a way, he said, but it's dangerous. Everyone turned to look. Dalek continued. The Zarnok are led by one mind, the Supreme Core. It hides in deep space, far beyond the fleet, but all their ships are linked to it. Ryler frowned. So if we cut the link, Dalek nodded. We confuse the fleet, they lose coordination. Weapons won't fire right, engines shut down. It won't destroy them, but it will buy you time. Voss leaned in. Where's the core? Dalek took a deep breath. I don't know exactly, but I know someone who might. Who? Ryler asked. Dalek hesitated. Another defector, a Zarnok scientist. She escaped the core's control, but she's dangerous. She won't trust humans. Voss crossed his arms. Where is she? Europa, Dalek said. Hidden in the ice caves. She's been sending ghost signals for months. She's watching, waiting. Ryler looked at the Admiral. Voss gave a sharp nod. Then you're going to Europa. Less than 6 hours later, Ryler and Dalek were on a military shuttle heading for Jupiter's moon. Europa's surface was cold and cracked with thick ice sheets and underground oceans. They landed near an abandoned research station. No lights, no signals, only silence. Ryler stepped out with a thermal rifle. Dalek adjusted his breathing unit. "We have to go below," Dalek said. "She'll be deep, where sensors can't reach." They moved slowly through a frozen tunnel. The ice glowed faint blue. Every step echoed. Then they heard something. Movement in the dark. Ryler raised his rifle, but it wasn't an enemy. It was her. She stepped out of the shadows. Tall, gray-skinned, eyes glowing faint red. Zarnok, but not fully. Her armor was broken, her body scarred. She had left the war long ago. "Dalek," she said in a cold voice. "I warned you never to return." Ryler stepped forward. "We need your help." She looked at him. "A human? You're bold to come here?" "We stopped the virus," Ryler said. "We know the fleets are coming. We want to stop the core." She tilted her head. "Why should I help you?" Dalek stepped closer. "Because you hate what they've become. You escaped for a reason. Help us finish it." She was silent for a long moment. Then she turned away. "Follow me." She led them deeper, through walls of glowing ice and old Zarnok tech. Finally, they reached a chamber full of data crystals and power coils. She pointed to a single crystal. "This holds the signal path to the Supreme Core. It changes often, but this is the latest route." Ryler took the crystal. "Can we use it to find them?" "Yes," she said. "But be warned. The core knows everything that touches its path. The moment you follow it, it will see you." Ryler nodded. "Let it see me." Dalek looked uneasy. "We'll need a ship fast enough and brave enough." The Zarnok scientist turned to them one last time. "You'll only get one shot. After that, the core will move. And next time, it won't send a virus." She paused. "It will send fire." The Terran battleship Valkyrie launched from Earth's orbit in silence. It carried only 3 people, Ryler, Dalek, and the pilot, Commander Lin, one of the few captains crazy enough to fly toward the Supreme Core. The mission was simple. Reach the edge of Zarnok space, use the signal crystal to locate the core, and fire the blackout payload, a deep logic virus built from Zarnok code. It wouldn't destroy the core, but it would shut down its command link for 24 hours. That would be enough time. Enough for Earth to prepare. Enough for humanity to stand. As the ship moved through deep space, Ryler stared out the window. Stars drifted by. But ahead, space looked wrong. Not black, not empty, but filled with something waiting. Dalek inserted the signal crystal into the ship's scanner. A red line appeared. "That's the path," he said. "Once we cross that line, the core will detect us." Commander Lin spoke without turning. "So we punch it and don't stop." They crossed the line. The ship trembled. Lights flickered. Then it began. The whisper, a voice in the ship's comms. No language, just sound, cold, deep, alive. "The core is watching us," Dalek whispered. Suddenly enemy ships appeared, dozens. Silent, fast, too fast. "They're not trying to kill us," Ryler said. "They're trying to trap us. Hold tight," Lin shouted. The Valkyrie turned sharply, diving through asteroid fields and plasma storms. Explosions rocked the hull. Enemy fire missed by inches. Ryler manned the rear guns, his fingers burned. As he shot down 3 drones, but more came. "We're not going to make it," Lin shouted. Then Dalek did something crazy. He plugged himself into the ship's AI port. "Don't," Ryler shouted. "It'll kill you." But Dalek grit his teeth. "If I link with the AI, I can control the virus, I can guide it." His eyes glowed. The ship moved faster, too fast for normal engines. Dalek had become the ship. They reached the edge of the core's defense ring. And there it was. In the center of space, surrounded by dead stars, floated the Supreme Core, a massive black structure shaped like a pyramid, but it was alive. It pulsed like a heart. Metal veins ran across it. At its peak, a single red eye glowed. It saw them. Ryler loaded the payload. Dalek, now! The ship fired the blackout virus straight into the core's center. For a second, nothing. Then the core screamed, not with sound, but with light. Bright, burning red. A wave of energy hit the Valkyrie, sending it spinning. Dalek screamed. His body shook. Sparks flew from the AI port. Dalek! Ryler grabbed him, pulled the wires free. Dalek fell to the floor, unconscious. Outside, the enemy ships froze. The core flickered, and then went dark. All across space, Zarnok ships powered down. Terran. Satellites confirmed it. The link was broken. Back on Earth, Admiral Voss stood in the war room. The map showed Zarnok fleets drifting with no orders. Human ships moved in, retaking positions, saving colonies, pushing back. The war wasn't over, but the tide had turned. Ryler, Lin, and Dalek returned as heroes. Dalek survived, but barely. His mind would never be the same. Ryler stood beside his hospital bed. "You saved Earth," he said. Dalek gave a weak smile. "I saved my home too." News spread fast. Earth had drawn the line and held it. No more invasions. No more tricks. No more fear. A message was sent across all known space. Terran. Space is closed forever, and anyone who crossed the line now would not leave alive.